Formula One told them no, then they showed up anyway with billions of dollars and a middle finger. Cadillac got rejected, rewrote the proposal, and came back with General Motors writing checks the paddock couldn't ignore. Audi didn't ask permission. They bought Sauber outright and started building a German war machine. And Red Bull Ford? They're already here watching the chaos, knowing they hold every advantage. 3 manufacturers, 3 strategies, and only one survives F1's most expensive gamble in history. Before we talk about who wins, we need to talk about why 2026 changes everything. Formula One is resetting the rulebook from the ground up. Smaller cars, more electric power, active aerodynamics. The MGUH system that defined hybrid dominance since 2014? Gone. Electric output jumps to 350 kilowatts, a 50-50 split between combustion and electrical power. Teams that spent a decade perfecting the old system now have to throw half that knowledge in the trash. When rules reset this dramatically, established advantages evaporate overnight. That means newcomers might actually have a shot. But only if they execute perfectly, because this sport has a graveyard full of manufacturers who thought money could buy success. Toyota spent over $2 billion across 8 seasons, 0 wins. BMW won a race in 2008 and quit a year later. Honda has entered and exited F1 so many times it's a running gag. Jaguar burned through $500 million in 5 years and achieved nothing. F1 doesn't care about your budget or your road car reputation. The only thing that matters is execution under pressure. But 2026 is different. The reset is so complete that even the best teams are starting from near zero. Established manufacturers have to unlearn years of optimization. Newcomers design for the new rules from day one without legacy baggage. Clean slate, level playing field, the best engineering wins. The question isn't just who's fastest, it's who survives the chaos and still stands when the dust settles. Because in Formula One, survival always comes before speed. Let's start with the team that had to fight the hardest just to get in the room. Cadillac, March 2023. Mario Andretti walks into FIA headquarters with a proposal to bring an American team back to F1. The response? A polite but firm, no thank you. What they didn't see coming was General Motors backing him, and when GM wants something, they don't take no for an answer. Fast forward 8 months, same proposal, different conversation. This time it's Cadillac Formula One team backed by General Motors. The FIA's tune changed completely. The difference? GM agreed to pay a staggering $450 million anti-dilution fee, more than double the official entry fee, just to get a seat at the table. That money doesn't build cars, it's literally just the price of admission. That's when you know GM is serious. They wanted to send a message. We're here and we're going to make you regret saying no. But throwing money at F1 is easy. Building a team that can compete? That's where most new entries die. Cadillac assembled a dream team of F1 veterans. Graham Loden runs the show. He built Manor F1 from nothing. Nick Chester is technical director with 25 years in F1. Pat Simons wrote the 2026 regulations. When you hire the man who literally wrote the rules, you're serious about winning. The drivers? Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez. Over 500 combined race starts and championship-level feedback. This is a veteran pairing designed to maximize development speed. Cadillac's technical strategy is calculated. For the first few years, they'll use Ferrari power units while GM builds their own engine behind the scenes. The goal? A fully American-built F1 engine on the grid by 2028. Think about GM's resources. This is a company that builds everything from Corvettes to military vehicles. Infrastructure is being built across Indiana, North Carolina, Michigan, and the UK. Over 400 people need to be hired just for the engine program. Testing starts immediately after the 2025 summer break. That means mechanics who've never worked together need to become championship caliber in months, not years. The margin for error is zero. Here's the brutal reality. Cadillac is building everything from scratch. No established infrastructure, no decade of aerodynamic data. They're starting from absolute zero in the most unforgiving sport on Earth. Their advantages: clean slate design for 2026 rules, massive funding, GM's electrification expertise, veteran leadership, and stubborn American underdog mentality. Their disadvantages? Everything else. Now let's talk about the team that didn't ask permission, Audi. While Cadillac fought political battles, Audi bought Sauber outright. Instant grid slot, instant infrastructure, instant operations. No $450 million entry fee, no begging. Just a clean acquisition and total rebuild. This isn't Sauber with an Audi sticker. This is a complete reset. New leadership, new power unit, new philosophy. Audi's plan, backmarker to champion by 2030. Methodical German planning that dominated Le Mans for years. That Le Mans legacy matters. Audi's advanced hybrid systems give them an edge. With 2026 deleting the MGUH and increasing electric output to 350 kilowatts, established teams untangle old systems. Audi designs clean from day one. Their Newberg power unit program is underway. Mattia Binotto admitted they won't have the best power unit in 2026, but the path is right. No hype, just methodical engineering. The leadership reads like a championship operation. Binotto leads with Ferrari engine background. Jonathan Wheatley comes from Red Bull after 2 decades winning championships. Wolf Zimmermann and Lars Schmidt from Ferrari's engine program. Matt Carler brings Red Bull's championship pit stop standards. Championship knowledge combined with Sauber's established operations. Zero learning curve, they just need to make the car faster. Drivers. Nico Hülkenberg brings 200 race starts and development skills. Gabriel Bortoleto won F3 and F2 in his first attempts. Only 3 other drivers in history achieved that. The philosophy is precision, engine and chassis engineered together, every component optimized as a complete system. The goal, win races by 2030, steady progress backed by Volkswagen Group resources. But here's the problem, Sauber has been hemorrhaging talent, personnel departures across critical roles. That drags development in ways no budget can fix. Still, on paper, Audi looks most organized. Factory backing, clean sheet engine, championship leadership, a Swiss watchmaker roadmap. Their advantages? Instant operations, integrated development, Le Mans hybrid expertise, German precision. Their disadvantages? Staff instability, won't have the best engine initially, and meticulous plans rarely survive Formula One chaos. Now let's talk about the team that's already won. Red Bull Ford. While Cadillac builds infrastructure and Audi stabilizes their takeover, Red Bull enters 2026 from complete dominance. They have Max Verstappen, the strongest aerodynamics department, and an organization that expects to win every time. Red Bull's challenge? Transitioning away from Honda, a partner whose on-again, off-again F1 relationship has been a soap opera. Honda powered Red Bull to championships with brilliant hybrid technology. But after years of uncertainty, Red Bull made a decision. Stop relying on a manufacturer that might leave again. The solution? Red Bull powertrains. Total control. Enter Ford. They bring EV and battery expertise, crucial when electric output jumps to 350 kilowatts. But early whispers suggest Red Bull's power unit trails Mercedes and Ferrari in development, not a crisis. But for a team used to having the best, being second is unacceptable. Still, Red Bull enters 2026 with massive advantages. Max Verstappen, 4-time world champion. When regulations reset, having Verstappen is priceless. Aerodynamic expertise refined over decades. Newey might be gone, but the culture remains. Perfect wind tunnel correlation, championship-proven simulation, organizational excellence. Red Bull executes pit stops under pressure, strategy during chaos, and mid-season development faster than anyone. In a reset year, that foundation is everything. Audi has Le Mans experience. Cadillac has GM's EV knowledge, but Red Bull has institutional knowledge of how to win in Formula One. They know FIA politics, cost cap optimization, and which battles matter. That takes decades to build, but Red Bull is human. Their power unit won't be perfect. Ford's battery integration will have teething issues, and when you're the target, every mistake gets amplified. The advantage? Recovery speed. When things go wrong, Red Bull fixes problems faster than teams figuring out basic operations. Their advantages? Verstappen, proven aerodynamics, championship operations, institutional knowledge, immediate competitiveness. Their disadvantages? Power unit uncertainty, Ford integration risk. being the target everyone wants to beat, and the pressure that comes with no excuses when you're already at the top. Red Bull doesn't need to prove they belong. They need to prove they can stay ahead when everyone else is catching up. So who wins first? Red Bull Ford takes their first victory by mid-2026. That's probability based on infrastructure, talent, and Verstappen. But they'll struggle with reliability, early power unit issues. They win battles but lose the 2026 championship because Ford's battery systems aren't sorted. By 2027, Red Bull Ford dominates again. Multiple wins, championship contention. Audi scores their first podium in 2027, probably a chaotic wet race. Hülkenberg third. That podium proves they belong. By 2028, Audi is a consistent point scorer. Midfield battles, occasional top fives. First win, 2029 at the earliest. More likely, 2030. Cadillac faces the longest road. First points in 2026, probably at Las Vegas. Genuine competitiveness, 2028 at the earliest. Transatlantic operations take time to stabilize. The Ferrari engine limits optimization. When GM's power unit arrives in 2029, Cadillac either becomes dangerous or proves they were out of their depth. If it works, they're a podium threat by 2030. If not, they become the next Toyota. Now let's talk failure. Red Bull Ford. Failure means losing dominance. If Ford consistently trails Mercedes and Ferrari, they scramble for a different partner, burning hundreds of millions. Audi. Failure means the Volkswagen board loses patience. Still backmarkers in 2028, they sell the team. Another cautionary tale. Cadillac. Failure is existential. They paid $450 million just to get in. Can't score regular points by 2028. GM engine collapses, global humiliation. American motorsport credibility hangs on their performance, and that's the real stakes. For Germany, Audi represents technical superiority. Failure damages national pride where automotive excellence is cultural identity. For America, Cadillac is about legitimacy, proving Detroit belongs with Ferrari and Mercedes. For Red Bull, it's maintaining empire. If Ford backfires, they lose their aura of invincibility. The winner influences the next decade. Success proves the pathway. Failure makes everyone reconsider F1's worth. BMW is watching. Porsche, Honda. Every manufacturer is studying these three to see who survives. By 2030, we'll know. Red Bull will have championships or be scrambling. Audi will be a podium threat or another failure. Cadillac will shock the world or become a punchline. But 2026 is dangerous. Nobody knows yet. The regulations are too new, and Formula One destroys the best-laid plans. Three manufacturers are about to spend billions proving they belong. National pride is on the line. Corporate reputations hang in the balance. The turf war begins in Melbourne, 2026, and by the time the dust settles, Formula One will never be the same. The countdown to 2026 has begun. Three giants enter. Only one path leads to glory. Who do you think survives? If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and check out my other racing stories that are more than speed.